Hello class, today I'll be showing you on how the Capitan lived and survived in their colonies in New France. First of all, a typical house in New France would be like this. This is regular homes because they're big families. These are so that's why you see families are big. Kids due to the fact that more kids surviving better, and if you have kids, as quickly as possible. This is a miniature version of their farm, which is pretty big in Minecraft. Could supply around, I have to say, 5 people. That could supply one person for the entire year of work. The farms had to be really big, and it took lots of work to make them. And the bigger family, the more food you need to have. After people grew older, they could have had another house on the farm land, or possibly even get their own farm. People in New France had to store their food by salting them in the cellars which they had, because cellars are cold, and they had to salt the meat before it became winter. Otherwise, well, they had to butcher the cows before it became winter. Otherwise, the cows would become really hard, and it'd be hard to kill them because they become that way so they can stay warm in the winter. So they had to salt their meat, and they stored in the cellar. They also grew potatoes and carrots, mainly wheat, potatoes, and carrots. Potatoes were easy to grow because they had high food makings there, but wheat was probably the easiest because it grows above ground. You don't need to pick anything out, and it's easier to collect. And the seigneur's house would be this. I know that this is not really a seigneur's house. A seigneur's house should be like this. I don't know, one of them is. This is a seigneur's house, made from finer materials. This is just a demonstration, as stone is a finer material than wood, and harder to get and more sturdy, so I use cobblestone, even though it's not that nice. The seigneur's house was normally used to other houses that were not meant for farmers, and a church. The church is an area where everyone came during the week, once a week, to celebrate and relax. This was a day of rest for the people, because they could come, listen to the Bible, and then afterwards talk about their lives and to other people and play games. As far as games, people had barn raisings every little while, but the events were monitored by the seigneurs, and if the people became too out of control, they were reported to the king, and he would have them controlled again. Most of the time this would not happen, but it could. Church was also a place with rugs and lamps. That's the word I was looking for. I was just thinking in my head. Lamps and oil lamps to keep it lit up more, because back then people had lots of faith and went to church a lot more than people do now. I don't know. It was just more of a big thing back then. It's still a big thing. This really church is still a big thing, but it was it was like serious back then. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Because in some places you can be executed for your faith back then. So church was more of a, it was a bigger, it was more serious back then. But French were kind of using the church to have people pay them in coin or gold or other currencies that they had back then, mainly gold and silver, or tradable items. So the church was more serious because French could profit off of it and other countries. So another house is this house. This is also a normal living quarters. This is a normal living quarters, smaller for smaller families, but holds a livestock area, such as pigs, cows, and chicken. Let's see. These animals were created to supply food, and like I said before, killed right before winter. If there is such a thing as a bear or a wolf, like that was staying around in the area, hunters would go out and to kill it. That's not very likely for it to happen. So yeah, I'm not going to go too much into that, but people would go out into the forest to kill a threat. Normally a bear would just come, look at the town, and walk away looking for food, and normally animals wouldn't try and kill these people in the town, but if it did happen, it would be normally livestock, and that if they kill the livestock, then they kill the people because they have no more food. So that could have been, but not very likely. This is a blacksmith. There's a lot of blacksmith shop. They have still things that you need, such as iron, obsidian, tools, saplings, apples, food, armor, armor. Yeah. And I have another blacksmith shop here with, it's kind of the same thing, some gold ingot, oak saplings, pickaxe for work. Farmlands were, did I mention this? A lot bigger than they should be, but this is pretty much our town. Thank you for watching our video. Credits goes to Seth DeSico and Jordan Belanek, who built this town and who created the farms and set up the video. Thanks for watching and have a delightful day. This is pretty much the life for the Habitan in New England.